Before we get into this episode, I know I disappeared again. I haven't posted since last Friday, and honestly, life has been kicking my ass. Not in a dramatic, everything is ruined kind of way, but more like I've been trying to hold myself together long enough to function while quietly feeling like I'm unraveling in real time. And yesterday I posted something on Threads that said, I'm narrating my pain out loud because I need someone to witness how hard I'm trying to hold everything together. And that sentence sat with me because I realized that that's really what this podcast has become. Not me pretending to have all the answers. Not me trying to become some polished self help guru floating on a spiritual cloud somewhere. I think I've just been trying to survive out loud, trying to let somebody witness the effort. Because from the outside looking in, my life probably looks chaotic right now. I mean, my mom is sick, work feels unstable, I'm exhausted, I'm behind on things, trying to balance motherhood, caregiving, responsibilities, healing, therapy, creativity, bills, deadlines, and somewhere in the middle of all of that, I'm trying to remain human. Because despite everything feeling messy, I can still feel purpose trying to pull me somewhere. Today I had a conversation with Shavonne Hedgepeth, who's currently running for Congress in Maryland's 4th Congressional District. I had to write that down because that is a tongue tie. I'm so sorry, Shavonne. But what stayed with me after our conversation wasn't politics, it was conviction. She reached out to me to check on me. And hearing someone speak passionately about community, healthcare, advocacy, and people in such a human way reminded me that purpose doesn't always show up as some giant life changing moment. Sometimes it sounds like somebody genuinely caring. Sometimes it sounds like people trying to make things better while the world feels heavy. And after we talked, I sat there realizing how deeply I've been craving connection lately. Not attention, connection, community, witnessing, support, honesty. Because isolation will convince you you're failing when really you're overwhelmed. And speaking of support, I want to talk about Adeline for a second. My cleaning lady turned very dear friend and business partner. And I'm not going to overshare because some things are still unfolding quietly. And honestly, I want to protect that. But I will say this. This woman has helped me wash and fold what felt like a year's worth of clothes between me and my son. And maybe to somebody else that sounds small or even cringe. But when your brain is overloaded and your emotions are overloaded, when life keeps piling on top of you, simple acts of care stop feeling simple. They feel life changing. And somewhere between laundry, conversations, and life, we started dreaming quietly about ways to help people who are struggling silently too. Nothing public yet. But it reminded me that sometimes purpose begins in the softest places. Not on stages, not in business plans, not in aesthetics. Sometimes purpose begins in somebody helping you carry what became too heavy to lift alone. And honestly, that realization broke something open in me. Because I think for years I've been trying so hard to look okay that I forgot what it feels like to actually live. Not perfectly, not aesthetically, not productively, just honestly. And maybe that's why I've been so emotional lately, thinking about my mom. Because I keep saying I need to get my life together. But maybe what I really mean is I want my mom to have a front row seat to me finally living. Not just surviving, not just performing functionality, not just pushing through exhaustion, but living. Telling the truth, creating meaningful things, building community, trying, healing, choosing myself a little more each day, even while unfinished. And if you're in Maryland, please pay attention to the primary elections on June 23rd. Seriously, research people, listen to platforms, pay attention to who genuinely cares about community and who doesn't. Because conversations like the one I had today reminded me that politics affect real people. People caregiving, people overwhelmed, people struggling quietly while still trying to function. Your voice matters, and so does your vote. And maybe that's what this whole episode really is. Not a breakthrough, not a success story, not a perfectly wrapped lesson. Just me trying to let somebody witness how hard I'm trying to hold everything together while I learn the difference between surviving and actually living. This is Prayers and Cusswords, where softness and survival coexist.